This segment is brought to you by Comcast Business, helping to keep you ready for what's next. Technology trends in retail are evolving fast, and it is important for retailers to keep up. Whether it's technology for customers or for employees, investing in the right technology can translate to big results. So joining me now is Paraz Gawadia, SVP and GM of Enterprise Solutions at Comcast Business. Paraz, thanks so much for coming on the show. And what are some of the biggest trends in customer technology that are driving retail technology needs?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. And, over the past few years with COVID accelerating the digitalization of business across every industry, whether it is banking, QSR, or retail. But within the retail space, I just continue to see a moving of these trends such as cashless and contactless shopping, hybrid and omni-channel customer journeys. And of course, there's a customized shopping experience that becomes more personal within the retail space. And the big change I see in the next few years is definitely AI and machine learning. So, for example, with AI solutions that can look at data from multiple stores across multiple global entities, detect trends in real time, look at what's selling, what's not selling, and they even suggest real-time potential solutions. So if there's an inventory glitch, they can fast forward, move towards that. And that's something that a purely a retail associate could not do on their own. But AI and machine learning can certainly provide those sort of trends that we're looking at.
Well, certainly the role of employees in a retail business is key. How is the employee experience changing, and how is technology enabling a better experience for workers?
Well, if you go back just 10 years or so, the smartest technology in a retail store used to be the cash register, right? That's what it was. But now things have changed, and technology is in the forefront of all decision making. So can you use technology to free up time on mundane tasks, such as paperless, like paper checklists, to task management, or to remind employees to stay on task or what their next job is within the profile. We can look at things such as automation and using the IoT of things to get to temperature sensors. When is the right time to fill bathroom toilet paper, for example, in a retail store? And then managers can use algorithms to forecast when workers can be needed. So real-time employees manage shift calendars, assignments, and add more transparency to all of that. And then if you start looking at it from a floor perspective, machine vision can be used to track inventory and optimize displays based on images that can be captured in seconds via a smartphone or smart device versus somebody actually physically walking down the aisles taking inventory. But I think the real power of technology is to upgrade the entire retail associates experience by optimizing efficiency. So how do you minimize the busy work? How do you get rid of the mundane tasks? And how do you give them more time to take care of the customer, right? Ultimately, that's what we're all looking to do.
Well, I know you recently talked to one of your well-known customers, Starbucks, at the National Retail Federation's 2023 conference. How are they thinking about technology and what it can do for both the customer and employee experience in stores?
Well, yeah, that was one of the most fun panels I've been part of. And, if you think about it, Starbucks does around 90 million transactions a week across their 25,000 locations worldwide. Their mobile app has more than 17 million, and reward program has about 13 million active users. So that's a lot of data that they ingest. And what can it take that data and extract from these interactions to improve the customer experience as well as the employee experience? Venkat talked about Starbucks has 87,000 beverage combinations. So how can you use that data captured in the rewards programs on the mobile apps to tailor that to a unique experience? Can you do that? Absolutely. Starbucks does it. They've done an incredible job of using technology to improve not only the data decisions, but also improve the customer and employee experience. Venkat also talked about something recently about in Memphis, Tennessee, they were experiencing a heat wave. Starbucks launched a local Frappuccino promo to entice people to beat the heat. That's smart business, right? So, can you do that in real time? And that's how technology can tailor that to that customer experience. With Comcast Business, we partnered with Starbucks to look at their US locations. And he talked about the barista having to go out there and takes about 5 minutes to just check temperature within the freezers, etc. So we decided to go, we use IoT at Comcast Business via MachineQ, which is a Comcast Business company. And we worked with Venkat and the team to deploy sensors across 9,000 locations. So think about it, 5 minutes per store across 9,000 locations. How much time do you get that back? And how many more Frappuccinos or cappuccinos can you sell? And how much more can you take care from a customer perspective? And this also helped drive operational efficiency.
Yeah.
So I think, Starbucks has definitely taken advantage of data analytics and all of the AI to improve that experience.
Well, as you look to the future and talk to customers, what does the real store of the future look like, Peraza?
The true store of the future, and you have different views from different people, but I see a fundamental shift from commodity buying to companies becoming experiential businesses. So take Lululemon, for example. They offer free yoga classes, or Michaels that offers art classes, or you have Home Depot that offers, workshops. All of them are trying to get to in-person experience to connect with the customers. The other X factor, I believe, is metaverse. I'm not sure of the impact of metaverse right now and what shape it will take, but somehow believing that we got to take the bet now because not being in it is far worse than getting it wrong. So when you think of the store of the future, I think about immersive technologies, video analytics, real-time data-driven decision, etc. And so I think a store is going to shape into three major fronts. One is just the interactive display part of the store will be catered to that we talked about, Lululemon, etc. And then the other part would be fulfillment centers. How do you fulfill retail orders just like Amazon Fresh does today? Yeah. And the rest of the store will be devoted to the experience so that the customers can purchase the product any way they want because they're not aware of any channel distinctions.
All right, Peraza Gawadia, we got to leave it there. Peraza, thank you so much for joining. He's the SVP and GM of Enterprise Solutions at Comcast Business. And to learn more about the latest in retail technology, visit comcastbusiness.com/enterprise.